Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Al, the owner and founder of TICKR Apparel, where our mission is to close the wealth gap in the U.S. with crypto assets and dope fashion and education. Guess I can add education to that, right? We're providing some education on this channel, just so you guys know anything that you hear on the channel is not financial advice. It is what YouTube refers to as an edutainment channel. So it's education and entertainment. Try to provide a level of entertainment for you guys, keep you interested, and education to make you curious and value add. So, real quick, you could actually go to www.tickerapparel.com to learn more about our mission, as well as purchase one of 4 premium t-shirts. With the purchase of any t-shirt on the website, you'll receive 10% of the gross sales back in the form of Satoshis. So make sure that you enter in the correct email address, because you're going to receive a link from Coinbase in order to retrieve your Satoshis. So, uh, cool, man. I'm super excited about that. And I'm always super excited about it. So let's go ahead and get into the reason that you guys came to the video today, which is the bull market back intact? Are we about to skyrocket higher? What's the next play, let's say, for the next few months? So I'm going to start in the stock. I'm actually going to talk more about stocks today than I'm going to talk about cryptos. Uh, because typically when we're in a bull market like this in crypto, the stock market starts to rise. People get more confidence. They'll take some gains from the stock market, move them back over to cryptos. Um, so let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll talk about some of the major tech companies and what their charts are looking like and what we can kind of expect. Now, there's always a caveat. There's always risk, right? Like, I was going to talk about the charts, and then I actually just saw something on my phone about Russia and Ukraine and President Biden calling for a change in leadership. I don't know if that's just, empty talk or exactly what that means, but in any event, you definitely got to keep your eye on world news, geopolitical news, how that can affect uh, your investment strategy. For long term, no, which most people should invest long term if you're looking at solid assets. Uh, Ideally, you'll be fine in the future. So I'm going to start with Apple. We're really just going to kind of go through the FANG stocks and just see what they're telling us. All right. So we're going to start with Apple, which is the A in FANG. I think there's 2 A's, Apple and Amazon. So we're going to start with Apple. You guys see here, and let me kind of change the view of my screen so you make it a little bit bigger. Uh, you're looking on the right side of the screen where you see the green, purple, blue, and red block. So the green blocking is going to be, well, it should be what Apple's price is currently, which is it's actually a little bit higher than that. So that number is off. There it is. So Apple's trading at 174, almost $175 a share. It dropped down to 151, and it almost perfectly bounced off of the purple line, which is the 50-day moving average. So the purple line is the 50-day moving average, blue line 100-day moving average, red line is the 200-day moving average. The chart that we're looking at is based on a 5-year view. This seems to be the most reliable and predictable that I found in terms of placing trades and entry points in the stock market. So Apple is back in go mode from what I can see. So what we'd want to look at, it's at 174. The top here previously was like 179. Let me refresh my screen again. So again, the top was 179. So we'll see if we get a push back above 179. Let's see if this is going to be a double top. But it was a great opportunity to kind of come in and buy, at least for a short term trade. When it hit 151, 152, it pretty much bounced solidly off of the purple line. So that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and look at Amazon and see what's going on with Amazon. Now, of course, Amazon recently announced they were doing like a 20-for-1 split or something like that. So their stock is going to split here shortly. Now, Amazon's, let's see what we got. Okay, so we've had a bounce. Amazon did fall below its 50-day and 200-day average. but it's hovering right around the 50 day. I said the 50 day and 200 day average. Sorry, I meant to say the 50 day and the 100 day moving average. It bounced after it fell slightly below the 100 day. It's above the 100 day, but still a little bit below the 50 day moving average. If we get a nice breakout above the 50 day moving average, which is going to be that purple line, once this squiggly blue line goes above the purple line, then that's going to be a positive, even more positive buy signal. So Apple isn't giving me all the vibes, and you guys can kind of see here what Yahoo is saying about it. But the kind of the way that I judge it, I'm looking at the technicals. Is it bouncing off these lines appropriately? So hitting these technical levels and finding buying opportunities and buyers in the market. Here we went down through the 50 day and 100 day. Went a little bit below the 100 day, and we found some buyers. So let's see. Let's keep our eyes on Amazon. It's not as clear or wasn't as clean as Apple. If the bull is back, but it's had a nice bounce. Uh, Facebook. Facebook has not been having a good time. Meta's not been having a good time. So, ooh, Lord have mercy. I own Meta too. But something I like about Meta. So first of all, technically it fell apart. As you guys can see, you're looking at it. It crashed through every technical indicator. It went through the 50 day, 100 day, and 200 day moving average. However, over the last 5 years, again, this is the 5 year chart. If you guys are looking here, recently, March the 7th, if you go back to that COVID bottom, and then you go back here, 2018, what's this, 2019, three times the stock briefly fell below the 200 day moving average. 2019, 2020, and 2022, each time ended up being an incredible buying opportunity. An incredible buying opportunity. So that's something to take into consideration. I mean, it's forming perfect. This looks exactly like the last two previous times where the stock broke briefly below the 200 day moving average, and then there was a ton of upside. So as markets tend to do, they overreact to the upside and the downside. Looks like Facebook just got brutally beat way too much, and we could be looking at a snap. I tell you what, right now it's still embarrassed. It has got a bounce back. If it gets above 235, you could easily get a run up to 288 from the current levels, which is 221. So you're talking about, let's say, about a 25, I don't know, about a 30% gain from here. Possibly, if it gets up to the 100 day moving average. So just keep your eye on Facebook. If we get a summer rally, Facebook Meta could do some special things. Um, did we look at Microsoft? Let's take a look at Microsoft. So we looked at Apple, Amazon, Facebook. Microsoft isn't in Fang. There's no M in Fang, but it's one of the top companies. So we got to take a look at it. uh, it's pretty much had a solid technical bounce. Let me make sure my charts. Okay, yeah. So we want to look at it. It broke a little bit below the 50-day moving average. Over the last 5 years, it's done that during COVID and a little bit around end of 2018. Um, Although every instance was a great time to buy. Uh, Short term, most tech stocks got beat up. Tech stocks got wrecked at the beginning of the year. And so it's had a nice little pullback. And the previous high is going to put it around 345 ish, 343 ish. So that gives you a 10% bump from here, a little bit over 10% bump from the current level, which is about $304. It's back above the 50-day moving average, which is very bullish. And so if we continue with some sustained momentum, then it looks that Microsoft could be back in business. So we got Microsoft, we got Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Google, Netflix. We're running through these pretty quick. Hope y'all found a lot of value in that. That's it, man. If y'all go ahead and obliterate that like button for the YouTube algorithm. If you're finding value in the video, definitely appreciate that. Gets that out to more great people like yourself in the YouTube verse and sphere, and we can keep this thing popping and keep it going. So make sure y'all hit the like button and subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell so you can get alerted when content is dropped. So Netflix is bearish. It had a bounce, but here's the thing with Netflix. I'm just looking at the charts here, but fundamentally, the reason that it failed and plummeted the way it did is because they're facing some fierce competition from Disney, and a lot as more streaming platforms come online and content and media companies attack and come into the streaming space, it's going to inherently have an impact on Netflix's user growth strategy. So unless Netflix intends on buying up some of these other platforms streaming company, uh, I'm not saying it can't bounce, but long term, uh, I'm just not super sure about the growth with the fierce competition because as you guys know, Disney has some incredible franchises. All the uh, uh, Marvel stuff going on with Disney. I mean, they just got a lot of good ones out there, and so they're just hard to beat, right? In this space, and so they got Disney Plus. A lot of stuff is going out there, so you just got to pay attention to that. Like Netflix a lot. I obviously have a Netflix account, but long term perspective, I like it. I'm just not sure it's back in bull cycle mode. So that's my 2 cents on Netflix. Let's keep it moving and go to Google. And I think this is the last one of the FANG stocks. Google, man, Google has been solid. So Google didn't never really go into bearish territory. If you take a look at it, it did have a pullback from 2,900 down to about 2,600. I think they may have announced a stock split as well, if I recall correctly. And so it's just kind of been teetering around that 50-day moving average. Hasn't broken significant below it. We want to see a bounce. So it's kind of in a holding pattern. But it's still bullish because it hasn't broken through the 50-day moving average. If it breaks to the downside below this purple line, then you can fall as far as $2,100, which would be a significant drop from where it currently is. But I'm not sure that there's any headwind or fundamental things in its place for that to happen. And then when you just look at overall how the stock is performing from a technical perspective, it's hit the 50-day moving average and is bouncing along that nicely. So there's no reason to think that it won't pop back up. But again, it's more in a holding pattern, but it's still bullish. So I like Alphabet or Google right here. And that's a quick kind of rundown, a lightning round, or somewhat quick rundown, a lightning round of the FANG stocks and where I think they're headed. Overall, a majority of them seem like they're back in bull mode, and so it's something that we could get excited about, potentially investable opportunities, and then this could bleed over into the crypto market. So keep your eyes open, man. Real quick, again, I appreciate the love and support. Y'all go ahead and smash that like and subscribe button. Stay locked in, and make sure you visit tickerapparel.com to purchase one of your premium t-shirts today. And again, man, I appreciate the love and support that you guys have showed me throughout this journey. We're just getting started, and I'm super, super excited about it. So until the next video, peace and